Hi, I'm Mike from PokeTipsOfficial, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 predictions and guesses for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. We are right about to get some new information for these games, so I thought today would be a great day to go ahead and put out my top 5 guesses for things that are going to be in the final game. Now, some of these guesses are going to be wild and crazy, and some of them are going to be pretty realistic, and I'm sure at least one of them will actually make it into the final game, so I'm going to be interested to look back on this video myself and see what actually I guessed right. Before we start, make sure you show some love to that like button and give it a big thumbs up, and now let's jump right into the video. So the way that I'm going to go ahead and structure my list is start off with the most likely things to happen, and then number 1 will be the craziest thing that I think is least likely to happen. So we're going to start off with realistic to least realistic. So let's jump right into the list now with number 5. And that's going to go ahead and be the return of the item, the VS Seeker. In Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, I think the VS Seeker will make a return. And for those of you that don't know, because it's been a little while since we've had this item in the games, the VS Seeker is basically a key item that you could go ahead and use, and it allows you to rebattle any trainer in the overworld. It's a very convenient item to have, because since it lets you rebattle trainers, it's a great way to get EXP and train up your Pokemon, and also get money that you could buy stuff with at the Pokemart and so on. I think Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are going to have the VS Seeker for quite a few different reasons. Number 1, because the VS Seeker originated in Fire Red and Leaf Green, which were a remake of the Kanto games. Now, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are also going to be remakes or very similar to Pokemon Yellow, which is one of the original Kanto games, so it would only make sense for the VS Seeker to return in the region where it originally had its debut. Now, another reason why I think it might be returning in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is because as of right now, we know that wild Pokemon battles do not give EXP at all. So if there's no way to get if there's no way to go ahead and get EXP from wild Pokemon battles, and there's no way to rebattle trainers, how do you get EXP in this game once you defeat all the trainers? And also other than catching wild Pokemon. Now, I'm sure Nintendo and Pokemon have already thought of a solution to this problem, and they just have not revealed it to us yet, but a solution that we do know would definitely work is giving us back the VS Seeker item, because once again, like I said before, that allows us to rebattle trainers and get as much EXP as we want. So with the return of this item, we would have no problem getting EXP in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and I think it is extremely likely that we will see it in these games. Number 4, I think the leaders of the teams in Pokemon Go, Candela in charge of Team Valor, Blanche in charge of Team Mystic, and Spark, the leader of Team Instinct, will not only have cameos in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but will actually have main roles that will actually be involved in the capturing of Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Like I mentioned before, in Pokemon Go, there are 3 teams that you could join to choose: Team Valor, Team Instinct, and Team Mystic. Now, all 3 of those teams are represented by a mascot legendary bird Pokemon, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Since we know Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are going to feature Pokemon Go connectivity, and in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow games, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres really did not have much of a role in the story at all. You kind of just went along across the world, then you ran into these legendary Pokemon at chance. I feel like with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, they're going to go ahead and change that completely. Since these 3 teams in Pokemon Go are all themed after these legendary Pokemon, I feel like it would be a huge missed opportunity if they did not include the Pokemon Go team leaders in the capturing or storyline or something to do with the legendary Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. It just feels like this is the perfect scenario to just align these worlds together. You have the leaders in Pokemon Go, and their whole teams are themed after these Pokemon, and Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are so based off of Pokemon Go, including gameplay elements and actual connectivity to the games. I would be shocked if somehow, some way, the leaders were not involved with the capturing these legendary Pokemon at all. I would be totally shocked if they didn't do this. Now, moving on to number 3, I feel like we are going to be getting some references to things, rumors, glitches that originally occurred in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Specifically, I feel like they're going to go ahead and reference the Mew truck rumor and the MISSINGNO glitch at Cinnabar Island. Since we know we're returning to the Kanto region and we'll be able to return to these areas that once had glitches and rumors associated with them, it would be a big missed opportunity for Nintendo to not go ahead and take a chance and actually reference these things. With the Mew truck originally in Red and Blue, it was said that if you could move the truck around or you could look underneath the truck that was near the SSN, you'd be able to find a Mew underneath it. Now obviously that wasn't true, but in Fire Red and Leaf Green, they kind of put a little Easter egg underneath the truck, and basically if you went to the truck and you interacted with it, you'd be able to get a lava cookie, something that was exclusive to the Hoenn region, by interacting with the truck. Now obviously that's no Mew, but that's some sort of reference, and I'm sure that they'll do the same thing in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Who knows, maybe they'll even put a Mew there this time. But I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of reference to the Mew rumors underneath the truck in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Now with MISSINGNO seems like it's a little bit out there, like they would never reference a glitch Pokemon in these games. But in Pokemon X and Y, they actually went ahead and have a tiny little MISSINGNO Easter egg in Lumio City. Now, I'm not sure how exactly to go ahead and trigger this, but I saw a video and screenshots online where in a certain door in Lumio City, you could see a little shape, a little blob that looks strangely, almost nearly identical to MISSINGNO. And if they're willing to reference MISSINGNO in Pokemon X and Y, I see no reason why they wouldn't reference MISSINGNO after all this time, because what, it's been like 20 years since Red and Blue's release? I don't see any reason why they wouldn't go ahead now and actually reference MISSINGNO inside of a game. I'm not saying they're gonna let us catch MISSINGNO, but some sort of reference where like an NPC on Cinnabar Island says, oh, I noticed strange things, I heard rumors about strange things happening at the coast of Cinnabar Island. That's all I want to see, and I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that this and the Mew thing will both get referenced in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Bang! Moving on to number 2, we're gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about the post-game of Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So lately, the Pokemon games have included a post-game episode, the Delta episode, Team Rainbow Rocket and Ultra Sun and Moon, and I feel like they're gonna go ahead and continue that tradition in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Once again, I feel like they're going to go ahead and tackle Team Rainbow Rocket in the post-game of these games. But instead, I think it's going to be a little bit of an origin story of Team Rainbow Rocket and how Team Rocket eventually became Team Rainbow Rocket that we know and love from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. We know the storyline of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are going to be based off of Pokemon Yellow with a few changes to the storyline. So obviously, we're going to be fighting the original Team Rocket in these games. So once again, we're probably going to go ahead and beat Giovanni, and he's going to go ahead and disband Team Rocket. And I really do say go ahead a lot. But anyway, he's going to go and disband Team Rocket, and then he runs away. Now, according to the Pokemon timeline, the next time that we see Giovanni is in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where he's going back to Team Rocket. He hears the radio tower take over, and he's gonna go back, but the Pokemon Gold and Silver protagonist actually stop him from returning to the radio tower and taking over Team Rocket. Then after that, we see him once again in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but this time, he's in charge of a reborn Team Rocket, Team Rainbow Rocket. He has lots of grunts underneath him. He is the leaders of the other evil teams in the Pokemon world fighting by his side, all of them capturing their legendary Pokemons, but we don't see how he got there. I feel like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee can fill in the story a little bit and tell us about the origins of Team Rainbow Rocket, how he started recruiting members, and how he eventually got to the power where he was in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, the only problem I do have with this theory is that I'm pretty sure Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are going to take place before the events of the Gold, Silver, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver games, so it kind of messes up with the continuity a little bit there. But once again, if it just shows the origin of Team Rainbow Rocket, like how he starts recruiting people, not how he gets to the height of his power, but how he starts building up power, it could probably fit into the timeline pretty well, and that's how I feel like it could work. Either way, I feel like this would be an awesome post-game to go ahead and have, and I would really like to see this in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And finally, for my last theory on Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, this is one that I already spoke about in its own separate video, which I'm going to go ahead and link, but this one is that Pikachu and Eevee will have brand new evolutions in a flying type Eevee evolution and the leaked Pikachu evolution Gorachu that was originally planned for Pokemon Red and Blue but scrapped. If you guys want to hear more about this theory, I'm going to go ahead and link to the whole video I did on that because I spent a lot of time talking about this theory because I feel like not only is it likely, but it would make a lot of sense. If you guys want to hear about that, I'm going to go ahead and link it right here, so check it out. You're not going to want to miss it. And I know I said that I had 5 predictions, but this last one is kind of like a bonus, and I feel like it's very likely to happen, so I did not want to leave it out of this video. My last prediction for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is that the Alolan forms of Kanto Pokemon will be able to be captured in Fuchsia City's Safari Zone. I think this makes so much sense that this is 100% going to happen. We know that in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, they are going to have the Alolan forms of Kanto Pokemon somewhere in the game. They're going to be obtainable. And I think the place where it would make the most sense to have them is in the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City. Because the Safari Zone collects foreign Pokemon, Pokemon that aren't really native to the Kanto region, and puts them on display for you to capture and have for yourself. Obviously, since the Alolan forms are native to the Alola region, it would make sense for them to be in the place that shows off foreign Pokemon, the Safari Zone. And also in Fuchsia City, they could go ahead and have the Alolan Pokemon on display in those little cages that they have all around the city. Because in the original Red, Blue, Yellow, and Fire Red, Leaf Green, they had Pokemon on display in these little cages and little areas all throughout Fuchsia City, and normally they were just rare Pokemon that you usually couldn't find anywhere else in the Kanto region, but I feel like this would be a great opportunity for them to go ahead and just get rid of those and put in those Alolan Pokemon. It would make a lot of sense in my opinion. Now with the Pokemon that originally were only able to be caught in the Safari Zone, they could either relocate those somewhere else in the Kanto region or keep them there and also have the Alolan Pokemon in the Safari Zone as well. Either of them would work out pretty well. And guys, those are my top 5, well, 6 predictions for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I would love to know which one you guys liked the most and which one you guys think is the most likely to actually go ahead and happen. Let me know about that in the comment section down below. As always, my friends, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching the video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon videos just like this, and guys, I'll be seeing you in the next one.